I own a lot of movies and I want to review them all, so that's why I'm gonna do this new series called The Collection Reviews. I think the intro was pretty self-explanatory. Directorial debuts and romantic comedies. Two things that can either be really good or really goddamn terrible. With a directorial debut, the director can either make a terrible movie and go on to do incredible stuff later on, or make a near masterpiece and never quite manage to top it. The latter of which is exactly what happened to Mark Webb and 500 Days of Summer. Like all great directors of the 21st century, Webb started his career making music videos before making a transition to movies, taking a script from Scott Neustadter and Michael Weber, creators of the cinematic masterpiece known as The Pink Panther 2. Webb independently made the film before Fox Searchlight picked it up, making it a sleeper hit in late 2009. I first saw the film in secondary school because we were breaking down romantic comedies in my media lessons, and I remember I hated it at first and thought it was incredibly overrated. However, a couple years later I gave it a second chance and it's now one of my favourite movies of all time. The film follows a very non-linear structure and focuses on the character of Tom, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. The film follows Tom's relationship with Summer, played by Zooey Deschanel, throughout its beginnings and its eventual dissolution. The film is less of a traditional romantic comedy in which boy meets girl and falls in love. It's a character study on the effects that love can have on someone and the crushing feeling of when it's suddenly taken away. Its originality not only makes it stand above all the other crap romantic comedies coming out in the late 2000s, but makes it stand out as one of the most unique, entertaining and well-written romantic comedies ever made. The film chronicles the 500 days from when Tom meets Summer to when he moves on from her, and it does so with a little number count on the screen, which I think helps keep the non-linear style flowing and stops it from ever feeling muddled. The script is just flat out incredible and honestly one of my favourite scripts to any movie. It's constantly witty and smart, full of really great humour, really fleshed out characters and an almost cynical style which adds this extra layer to the story. There are loads of other little additions which I think are really smart, like the main characters' love for the Smiths, a band full of depressingly romantic music. A large part of the movie focuses on time after the relationship when Tom struggles to get over Summer while she moves on and gets engaged. The first couple times I saw it, I didn't really like this section of the film, but as time has gone on, I've related to this section so much that it resonates with me more than pretty much every other film in this genre. The addition of the narration from Richard McGonagall adds this almost fairy tale aspect to the film which parallels the style of it perfectly. Mark Webb's direction is absolutely top notch and drenches the film in a unique visual flair which makes it feel much swifter and more enjoyable. He clearly brings a lot of the things that he learned directing music videos to the table, and it has this very interesting style and freshness to it. Music-wise, the soundtrack is absolutely tremendous. They could have easily just thrown in a bunch of pop songs or cheesy love songs into the film, but every single music choice in the film has a clear purpose and adds so much to the movie's style. There are songs by Regina Spektor, The Smiths, Doves, The Temper Trap, Wolfmother and Mum Ra throughout the film, all of which are placed into the film perfectly and help make many of the scenes way more memorable. One of my favourite scenes in the entire movie, for example, is the scene in which Regina Spektor's hero plays throughout the comparison of what Tom wishes was happening and what was actually happening to Tom, and I think it's one of the best scenes in the film. But of course, there's no way I could talk about this movie without talking about the acting. The acting in this movie is just superb. Joseph Gordon-Levitt does an astounding job of playing this very down-to-earth character who struggles to get his life back on track and obsesses over the girl without ever feeling creepy or unrealistic. The emotional depth he adds to the character never gets over the top or silly. It's perfectly withdrawn and incredibly realistic. Zooey Deschanel does a fantastic job of playing that mysterious, sad indie girl that every guy dreams about but that never really wants them. She is very subtle in her performance, which I think serves the character incredibly well. Not to mention the two leads have some incredible chemistry, especially in the earlier scenes of their relationship. And even much of the supporting cast do a really good job also. Overall, 500 Days of Summer is an almost perfect movie. It's one that I find resonates with me as I get older and experience life more. It has a fantastic script, a unique visual style, and pitch perfect performances from its lead. I cannot recommend it more to anyone who hasn't seen it.